Thanks for stopping by, Grade A Gamers, and today we're going to take a look at the state of play. And I'm really excited because from what I hear, we're going to get 20 or so minutes of Final Fantasy XVI gameplay, which I'm really excited for. Will we get anything besides Final Fantasy, or is this a Final Fantasy only presentation? We'll find out.
Hello, everyone.
Yoshi P!
Yes, Sergeant.
I like the visual style of this game. I'm glad that we're dealing with something a little bit more gritty and realistic instead of bright future fantasy or cartoony.
Home sweet home.
Final Fantasy XVI is the latest installment in the Final Fantasy series, a storied franchise with 35 years of history. Yet while this is the 16th mainline title in the series, there's absolutely no need to have played any of the previous games before jumping in. With a fusion of real-time, delivers an expansive, thrilling gameplay experience which we liken to a high-speed roller coaster ride.
High-speed roller coaster ride for 80 hours. That seems like a very long roller coaster. Okay, I like the little quasi cutscene in the battle. That's cool. That was pretty seamless. This is gonna look so good. Come to me, Ifrit! How many of you called Ifrit Ifrit? Because you started playing on Super Nintendo or earlier, and you're American, so it's just like, well, that looks like Ifrit.
We follow the epic tale of Clive, Shield of the Grand Duchy of Rosaria, as it unfolds across 3 distinct periods in our hero's life: his teens, 20s, and 30s.
I'm curious how this whole bouncing around time periods is going to work. I don't know if it's going to create a disjointed narrative. Is it going to seem like it has the flow that games typically have? I don't know. There's no denying how amazing this game looks. Oh. Every scene with bright lights, I'm just like, man, this is gonna look so good with HDR. And upscaled 4K.
Navigation in Final Fantasy XVI is driven via a world map, with locations being added and updated as players progress through the main narrative.
I don't even mind.
Here, players...
Open world doesn't do much for me, especially with Final Fantasy 15. It just kind of showed how boring open world can be. I wouldn't say lifeless, because it wasn't quite the case with Final Fantasy 15. It was just exciting and then not, and then exciting and then not. Chocobo! Dude, Chocobo's got some moves in this game. You got some ducking and diving. Do we get a dog? Oh, we get a dog. That's pretty cool. Interesting little lighting thing there. That water. That's got to be pre-rendered.
Next, I'd like to talk about the combat of Final Fantasy XVI.
Oh. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of moves that kind of like lock in an animation and give you a second to kind of think what your next move's going to be. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like whole like maneuvers that I'm seeing here. So we're going to be able to switch between so we must be like tapping into different creatures that are going to provide us with different move sets, maybe? Whatever our summons are called in this game.
Is about to be hit by an attack, giving them a little extra time to hit R1 and evade.
So we know R1 is the evade button.
Players could equip an accessory.
Button.
In this mode, timely accessories are automatically equipped from the start, allowing players to immerse themselves in the narrative experience without having to worry too much with the action.
Seem to be really focused on like how we're going to make this easy for you people who don't like playing video games but just want to press a button to have something happen, which is one of the nice draws of an RPG in that you can kind of play it while doing something else. Kind of half-assedly wanting to play video games, you can just pop it on, do what you need to do, and kind of sit back and enjoy things.
Adventures, fighting alongside him and finding lots to talk about along the way. That said, players will only need to focus on controlling Clive. Party members are fully AI-driven, providing support for the hero and constantly adapting and responding to his actions.
I'm not upset with that. I'm not a huge fan of games where you're juggling characters. As long as the AI characters are competent.
Oh, and we cannot forget
Doggo.
A smart, strong, and fiercely loyal hound, Torval is always by Clive's side and willing to stand
Torval.
in the face of whatever cruel fate may befall them. Torval
Our first A2SC code is next contest, not a card. Next contest, not a card. That's all one word, no spaces. Next contest, not a card.
Well, but none will...
Don't fret about Karen. I've taken care of her fee.
All of it? She's the best healer this side of the belt.
I wonder if that guy's
Nothing to worry about.
the chairman.
Once you're confident in your skills, try your hand at arcade mode and see how your scores stack up against players from around the world.
That's pretty cool.
Variety of side quests here, but they can also view
Look at that guy.
quests offered
Yeah.
around Valisthea.
That guy's got some White Snake on vinyl. He blasts that shit in his IROC Z Camaro.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back so soon.
Trying to figure out why the game looks so washed out. Clearly it's not what I have going on here because the
To gain information on
interface looks fine, but everything just seems like the gamma's not
need of Slay
correct in the footage.
will be your guide.
But maybe that's just the visual style they're going for.
His adventures.
That's pretty cool.
I have quite the find for you today.
Here for another of my lectures?
And Vivian Ninetails,
What is it that
a
you
scholar
wish to
and provide information.
Typically after these
There are all kinds
state of plays, we'll get a
adventures in the hideaway.
2 to 3 minute
Get even
synopsis
out of their time with
of some of this footage in 4K, so hopefully we'll be able to take a look at that and see what's going on. It's just very weird. That's why I hate the format of these state of plays. Like, I get it that they want to create an event, but you are screwing the quality of your video by putting it out as a premiere rather than just releasing the video. Why they do this, I don't know. That's super cool. Not a super big fan of the QuickTime events, but our second and final A2SC code for this video is FF16 giveaway. No numbers, just FF, the word 16, followed by the word giveaway.
He will, of course, clash with the dominants who wield the power of the icons.
Icons, that's what we're calling our some. That's so cool looking.
Who hold the surrounding lands under their sway.
I get the feeling this game is going to run at a lower resolution than
Constructs of the Fallen.
this. Might be a 1080p to get 60 frames a second. It might have to be 1080.
It's unparalleled real-time action combat as Clive takes command of the iconic might coursing through his veins and shatters his very limits.
Yes, let's see this.
The shining point of Final Fantasy XVI, however, has to be the breathtaking icon versus icon battles.
Ah, Icon, E-I-K-O-N. What am I seeing with the frame rate here?
These epic confrontations all play out in real time.
Uh-oh, the freak about to tear things up.
Players will experience everything from a 3D scrolling shooter to a heavyweight wrestling match with devastating attacks that encompass the entire battlefield.
I'm interested in this concept.
Boss battle.
I'm excited, but I'm still a little weary.
Nope.
Leery. I'm concerned. Every time a game has broken with its own tradition and has tried to appeal to the younger audience to get that crowd that we just that doesn't understand this thing that we have, what you usually end up with is a game that loses its sense of self and becomes something different. I do have my concerns. I'm concerned about the game trying to do a little bit too much of everything. The icon battles, they could be cool. I hope that they're cool. But they also could be button mashing, QuickTime event filled, look at all the stuff we are doing kind of experience. And those typically don't go well. But I do trust in Yoshi P. Out of any person at Square Enix who's handled the Final Fantasy series in the past 15 years, he's probably done the best job with Final Fantasy 14. What do you think about Final Fantasy 16? Do you think it's going to live up to the hype or fall flat on its face? Let me know what you think in the comments. Until next time, thanks for stopping by, Grade A Gamers, and I hope to see you in the next video.